Dynasty, one of the summer's most anticipated releases for baseball collectors, is fast approaching. About a week away, next Wednesday on June 25th, 2025, we can expect to see some of the best breaking content available, and that is Topps Dynasty Baseball 2024 is set to release. We have some new faces in this year's Dynasty. Let's take a look. We're going to have Elly De La Cruz for the first time. Here is a vertical dual. Looks like this is a dual window here. Dual patch for Elly. 1 of 1. Nice. Here is a Paul Skeens 101 with the goofy smile, the hair coming down under the hat, and boy, you know it's Paul Skeens when he's got a streaked auto, don't you? I mean, I know he can't just be consistently getting bad pins. Why can't he hold his pin down on any surface long enough to boldly sign it? Anyway, pretty sweet. Here's one of the product sheets for it. Got the Vladdy Jumpman and the Fernando Tatis. I don't know if they're going for more vertical designs in this year's Topps Dynasty, but it looks like that might be the case. And then don't forget about Topps Dynasty Black, which is not a standalone product, but it is inserted in some of your Topps favorites. These are going to be game used from iconic moments in the game. What you see here in front of you is the Ohtani New Balance 50th home run batting glove. So you could literally pull this out of a box of Topps Series 2. Is how I've understood it. But Dynasty is a standalone product, and while I mentioned before it is a great product to watch being ripped, I would caution you not to join any breaks of Dynasty. This is a prime candidate for CT scanning. Dynasty comes 1 card per box, I think 5 boxes per case, and it's just too easy for someone to slide a box of Dynasty into a CT scanner and find out who it is and what the patch looks like. So my advice would be to watch all the content you want, right? Build up that appetite watching Topps Dynasty breaks, and then go target the cards that you want. Go buy them single. Do not try to get into breaks. It's just too easy for breakers and for sellers and dealers to know what's in that box. I'm not saying everyone's doing it, but I would even be wary of buying a full case just for I can't imagine this being any cheaper than 8 to 10K per case. I mean, you can do some serious damage in the singles market with 8 to 10K. So anyway, let's take a look at some of the cards, Dynasty cards I used to own. I've been buying Dynasty from way back in the day, so I've been able to have a couple cool ones. Let's take a look. This was one of my first ones, and one that I wish I still had, man. 2017 Topps Dynasty Aaron Judge rookie. Gold patch auto 4 out of 5. Jim Mint 10 auto 10. This has got to be a $20,000 card, I would assume at this point. I think I bought it for around $1,200, maybe sold it for around that. I wish I would have held it, but it is what it is. Here's another one from long ago, the Manny Machado 1 of 1. I bought this right before he went to the Padres. There was some speculation that New York might pick him up, that the Yankees might grab him. So I bought this about $500 or $600. He did not end up going to New York. I might have lost $100 or $200 on this card if I can remember, but pretty cool card. Manny Machado. The Ivan Rodriguez gold. Pretty cool card here. I think I do still have it. This doesn't seem like a card I would buy and then resell, but it might be. George Springer. Back in the day, I was an Astros guy because of Carlos Correa. long story, but bought this George Springer, probably $125 to $175 card today. And I can't imagine I paid any more than that back when I got it. I was buying these back in 16, 17, 18. How about Andrew Benintendi? 2 out of 10. Cool little piece of the Red Sox uniform there. Here's a big one. At the time, Giancarlo Stanton 101 with the Miami Marlins. I don't like the black. I forgot what year this is. Maybe it's 2017. I don't like the black Dynasty cards. I like them better in color. But this was the 101 Giancarlo Stanton that I bought and sold a long time ago. All right. Here's two that here's one that I used to have. I used to own this Bobby Witt logo, man. So gorgeous, so nice. But I sold it because I freaked out about paying how much I paid for it. It was like $6,500, and then I sold it and made a couple $100, but I had it for like 10 days. Had he gotten hot, which he did, and this card goes up, it makes it that much harder to sell. Honestly, sometimes these big cards are hard to sell. So when you have the motivation to sell them, you just do it. And then this one, this is the rookie card for Bobby Witt. And this was on eBay. Burbank Cards owned this. And I went back and forth with him probably for 2 weeks on the price of this. I think he had it for 55 or 6, something like that. I wanted to be at 35. He wanted to be at 45. Sounds like an easy meet in the middle at 4, right? Well, I don't think either one of us were willing to budge off of our numbers. I really did not want to pay $4K for this. This is before his big breakout. And Burbank really didn't want to let it go for less than $4,500. So we were at an impasse, and I did not get this done. Today, this is probably a 10K card, easy. But and it's game used, even though it's a rookie, it's still game used. It's just one that got away, man. Whew. Some of these card stories are hard to relive. And that brings us to this little modest stack that I have before me, in which I will show you the ones that I still have today. So I bought this a couple card shows ago because I like the vertical. And this was when he was still a Yankee. He had not signed with the Mets yet. But, take this out of here. I think that, or I thought that, he was going to be a Yankee for life. And I thought that his Padres years would have been like oddball years, and it would have been cool just to have this oddball Juan Soto, this Yankee for life guy in a Padres uniform, kind of like Reggie Jackson or Ozzie Smith. And, well, it didn't happen that way. He's going to be a Met for a while at least, so we'll see. But this is a pretty cool one. Next, let's go here. So, man, he's tearing up the Mexican League or some league out there. I always hear his name being talked about. Should we bring back Trevor Bauer? And the girl that accused him just got arrested or something. I always hear how he was treated unfairly. I don't know. I think where there's smoke, there's at least a little bit of fire. So I just think he became a victim in the wrong time, in the wrong place, and Major League Baseball decided to make an example out of him. So he remains out on his own. He's played everywhere. He's still making YouTube content. Still talking a lot of crap to the batters he faces, but I like Trevor Bauer. I like that he's an educator. Wants to teach people how to pitch and really is passionate about it. It has a lot of competitive spirit, let's just say that. So one of one with the authentic Major League Baseball tag, authentic collection here. Pretty cool. And we'll go here next. How about this one? Aaron Judge with the really clean, chunky, looks like it's a road gray for the Yankees. This one is out of 5. Clean signature, great picture of him. Love the uniformity of the patch. Love the chunky. If I was guessing, that would have to be an S, right? And let's see, New York. I'm trying to figure out what part of the uniform that might be. Maybe the O. I don't know. It's hard to say, but because the road grays would be New York, not Yankees. So, yeah, pretty cool. Love Aaron Judge having a hell of a season. The Yankees have quieted down a little bit lately, but and then finally, the one logo man I do still have, Adrian Beltre. Range are great. Just love this card. Look at that guy's smile. Look at that patch. Red, white, and blue all over. Love this card, man. So everything's still sealed. Can't wait to see the new crop of cards come up. Can't wait to see these breaks as they happen. And we'll close with a little King. How about, I feel like this might be relevant with all these demonstrations and all these protests. So I brought a couple of political garbage pail cards out. Now, they don't make these anymore. Topps made these back when he really entered the mix. So 2016 through probably 2020. They made these. This is Disgrace to the White House. And man, even though some of the years have gone by, these topics that these cards are made around remain the same. There's an unvaccinated with him having measles all over his face. Like just the relevancy is pretty cool how it still applies today. But Topps decided that these were a little too hot, that the political scene was a little too spicy. Here's one, rooting for Putin. We've all heard that before, right? You got the Centaur Putin and Trump, happy to ride him. Rooting for Putin. And then, of course, there he is, King Trump, kicking out the Queen. Touring Trump, it says. And this is from Trumpocracy, the first 100 days. He did go on a little world tour after he was elected in 2016. And there he is wearing a crown, booting out the Queen. It seemed fitting. Just a little fun way to close the show. Can't wait for Dynasty. Can't wait for the Summer of Love 2.0 to be over with all these protests and whatnot. But I guess that does it. Thank you, Ziggy No. I know you're watching, for shouting me out. Appreciate that, brother. And for the rest of you guys, appreciate y'all watching. Dallas comes in about 2 weeks. Yeah, a little less. So be excited for that one. All right, y'all. See you on the next one. Peace.